Good morning. So, Good Friday today. Wife's at the spin class. Kids are in bed. Gives me about an hour, I suppose. Been thinking a lot about how we're going to get this panelling that I made up yesterday. Really quite looking forward to potentially getting something back on the car rather than ripping things out, the poor thing. So I'll flip the camera around and show you what we're up to. Maybe today's the turning point for this side of the car. Maybe. Fingers crossed. And we've got a dog helping us today. So this one's Phoebe. Phoebe! There she is. She's very cute. Looks like she's chewing the template, which is very useful. Jet is outside somewhere, sniffing around. There he is. Lovely. Right, so today's little jobette is to fit this, which I primed yesterday. What a wonderful piece of craftsmanship. And this is going to be going in here. Like something like that. Kind of fits. Kind of. Once it's tacked in place, I can tap it here and there. I've primed in there as well. I am, is it a was or is it an am? I'm not too sure. Contemplating. Oh, sorry. Oh, man, noises again. Unstitching this, but I don't think I'm going to. See, I could bring the welds out, and then I could see this little piece of metal here. That is the remnants of an old tie plate extension that sort of goes like this. If I unpick that, I could pull this centre part out and put the new piece in, and it'd be very neat. But I don't really think I want to poke around with this too much. If I get this wrong, then I lose geometry. See, I could start picking at that and then potentially move this out of the way. I don't know. Is it something I want to do? It's the right thing to do for the job, but is it the right thing to do? No, because I'd then still have to unpick all this. No, I'm going to leave it. Because I'd have to, the plate carries on into here and it sits on that. So I'd have to get in all there. I'm not going to do it. It'd be too much. So, yeah, we're just going to tack into place this new piece of metal and see how we get on. Dog's making a loud noise. What an idiot. Unhelpful. Look, the other one's trying to get through under the door. There it is. Oh, I want to destroy stuff. Let me in. No, you're not coming in. Of course I let him in. There he is. Let's sniff and sniff. Yes, so I think I'm going to, before I do anything, have a quick tidy up. I've managed to... Oh, crap. There you go. Ow. Oh, bloody hell. I think that goes to show why you need to keep a tidy workspace. Yeah, so have a tidy up. Put away what I don't need, which is quite a lot of stuff there. And then get the welder out and have a little fanny around with it, I guess. Right, that's better, a bit more space, just getting things set up. Dogs are outside, so they're not going to get too scared or anything. Yeah, so I'm going to get the mask on, got my clamps there. Let's see what we can get on with. It'd be nice to get something on today. Okay, so this is where I'm looking to clamp. Well, I have clamped, what am I looking to? Unfortunately, my torch battery's died, so I want to get a few spot welds here. I'm just going to focus on that one for the time being, and maybe the one at the back. But once this one's in, I can then move along, clamp this together a bit better. This is pretty tight already. It will need pushing back, but I think I can get a few tacks here. And then once that's in, I can mess around with this edge. Actually, it might need moving over a little bit. That could come over. But yeah, that's the plan. Maybe the next shot will be me either burning holes through things or having some stuck metal. Who knows? Okay, so it's there, isn't it? It's on the car. No clamps. So I'm struggling. We're gonna do the pound down screwdriver of truth and just see if these are actually held. I'll give them a quick brush down so I can see better. I must say, when bearing in mind, oh, you can't see that too much. Well, you can see enough. I've never welded onto the car before, so, oh look, terrible. So there's nothing holding there. See, I've got one weld there, and another one there. So I need to go and review these. Much harder working on this old metal. It's really spattery, and yeah, it doesn't seem to, well, no surprise really, but it doesn't want to take very well. Here I've got a couple of welds in. Starting to sort of pull this in to about there. Oh, sorry, to about there. Quite pleased with that, because this was really pitted, if you remember. I just need to get into the back. I haven't even, well, tried there, you can see, and I need to push that back to do the weld. Stupidly, my torch ran out of batteries. I must have left it running last night, so that's why that's not on. I've opened the doors to try and get some more light in, but it really is gloomy under here. So I'm going to have to wait a few minutes before the torch recharges, and then I'll go back onto these, I think. I might get the wire brush in there quickly, just to clean it all up. So, but I suppose this is a bit of new metal, kind of. Good. Right, I mean, look. Big caveat here. As you all know, and I keep telling people, never done this before. So, this was my first attempt at welding on the car and anything other than the workbench. And actually, I'm not sure this is probably the easiest thing to ever start with. But, again, it's not going to be concourse. I just don't want it to be a big pile of rust if I ever get this bloody thing on the road and I go over a bump. But we do have holes, of course we do. It's gonna happen. But we do have welds as well. So I'm really, because bear in mind I'm trying to get through to the back of this horrible old metal here. And it's very difficult. So I started stitching through here, but I couldn't. I think I warped it. I should have started there, then put one here. But where I've come along, this started to kick out, and I really struggled to get this back in. So I just tried a cheat weld by just shoving through, and it actually held. I couldn't believe it. So I've managed to get a few more in, and actually I can't even get the screwdriver under there. I can get it just about there, but I can't. That's where the stitch welding starts. And on this side, although it's not pretty, it's holding. Each of those are now holding. Again, I'm dealing with 3 layers of horrible old metal. It's not. I'm really struggling to get a neat finish. But coming through here, there's the new. I've ground down the new plate just so it's in line with the old seam. This spot well's just a little bit higher, so I can get my screwdriver in, but I can't open it up, which is good. And likewise here. So that's the bit that I was telling you about, where the weld is actually at the top, but I can't really get it in. I don't want to snap it open, but so I'm really pleased. I think we've put a bit of structure back in the car. So I'm going to give this a bit of a sand down and then sort out with a bit of primer, and then we can move on to the domed inner wing. Might mess around a little bit for 15 minutes and put this tie plate in and see if that we can line things up a little bit and sort of pretend that we're getting somewhere. But that's good, isn't it? I mean, I'm really pleased. Put something back at last. Okay, so there's a few marks on where the primer has been scratched. I've just lightly gone over bits and bobs again. Whilst that's drying, I'm going to adapt this extension piece. So this goes in here. If you look on that side, you get an idea where it goes. It goes in on top of the plate. Yeah, here, like that. So, because I'm not unstitching all of this seam here, I'm going to go on the front. I'm just going to put a small bend in the side there, and then drill some holes so I can spot weld through onto the other side of where we've just put that plate. So there's going to be a lot of welding and congestion around there, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm going to just bend this over, put a small kink on it if I can, whilst that's all drying, and then I can bolt this in place, and then I can put this in place, and then that's probably all I'll do today, because the next stage would be to see if we can get this domed in a wing in place, and there's going to be a lot of preparation for that, including cleaning off all these edges that are going to stay, and just general messing around with it, to be honest with you. It's going to probably be the trickiest job that I'm going to do for a little while. But once that's in, that's domed, we can then, at least I've got a guide of where all of this is going to go back together. You can see how bad it is. And at least I've got something to work off of. Otherwise I'm working in the dark, really. And then I need to decide where I'm going to. So I've got the new, wherever it is, flat inner wing. So this is generally all going to come out. Well, it is all going to come out probably to here. I've been thinking about where to take things. Maybe where this old line was. And then maybe a straight line to here, maybe. And then cut that part out. This is, yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen. I don't want to remove absolutely everything, because I'll lose. If I can keep that bolt and that bolt, at least I have some geometry again to work off of with the new one, so I can template it. I'm very nervous about it. It's a cut, and it's going to be horrible, but we're going to try our best, aren't we? So that's the plan. Yeah, so letting that dry, and then yeah, just bend that bit over a bit if I can. Alright, so yeah, just putting the, oh, is it going to focus? How's it going to focus? Focus, there you go. Yeah, trying to put this in, obviously it needs a bit more work on it, but so far so good. Just made up a little shoe there. I haven't offered it up yet, so I might as well do that together, just to see. The bottom needs sorting out. You can see that's bent down, so let's go and sort that out and then offer it up again. Okay, well, I've offered it up again. I've bent that up a little bit, and it still probably won't fit. This thickening part here seems to be getting in the way, so what I'll do, I'll get the tyre plate in, maybe have to trim the top off a little bit, but in principle it'll work. Yeah, just needs a bit of sorting out, which is fine. So let's bolt this in, line this up, and see where we get to. Right, so I think I've built something now. It's definitely building something. Tacked this in place, seems to be holding okay. Put a couple of tacks through here just to line it all up. You can see that I put a bolt in there as a starting point so I could angle things through. And there we have it. There we have it, a bit refitted. So now that that's in place, I'm not going to do it today because I want to spend some time with the family and take her for a nice long dog walk. This now needs to go in there, which will be my next job. And then wing. Hey Jet, what do you think? Do you think we're doing a good job today? Oh, I don't know. We might be. We might be. We've certainly sort of stuck some metal together. Oh, jealousy's coming. Phoebe. No, you're not Phoebe. You're Jet. Oh, snuffle, snuffle, snuffle. I imagine it's quite annoying just watching me pet dogs. I do apologise. Oh, but they are very cute, and you can't not. Oh, here she is. Here is Princess Phoebe. Yes, I'm so beautiful. Got a dog jumping on me. Right, on that wonderful way to end, I'm going to prime up the finished work, and then I'm going to play with the dogs, and then I'm going to play with you. Ready? Ready? What we got? Ready? 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 What we got? What we got? We've got a ball. Go! And a blanket. Right, over and out. Thank you.